So, I am here in my boat. My microphone has been demolished, so hopefully this will come through loud and clear enough to prove the point. So, money. I am here out of necessity, but also choice. If I was loaded, I would have a larger boat, because the boat is about the freedom and the flexibility that you need to get through these next years. But still, I was able to buy this old boat with a functional heater. All of my modern devices are shutting down because of moisture, but this is on an old MacBook. Not unexpected. In a couple of hours, I'll be going ashore and I will get these things sorted and I'll get into the Fiat universe again. But for now, I'm totally fine here. I purchased this boat cash after selling my last gold that I got in Asia in 2020, when it was obvious that everything globally was unraveling. I knew. I used my carefully crafted MeetSpace LinkedIn profile to try to warn people. In October 2019, I should have heeded that in a much more radical way myself. But here we are. I feel that I have a shot at making it through this with some freedom, some sanity intact, because of mainly Monero, knowing how these things work. To a certain degree, Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin is going to be the store of value, but it's available and is more or less controlled already. In 2019, it was 18, 19, 20, into 22, a little bit into 2020. Bitcoin was still poised as this monetary revolution, as this tool of freedom. I don't think that's the case any longer. It can be used that way, but it's probably already captured. This is my personal assessment. I'm not going to give any advice other than every one of us have to take total responsibility ourselves for these things. So money, I literally never wanted to get into this because I never craved much. There was an episode in 99, 2000 or something, where I was literally running out of money. I was literally starving on Christmas Day, and then I remembered I had some old silver coins that I got from hobos when I was working the cash registers. I noticed that these people always use their silver coin last for the nominal value. So I bought those out from my employer, kept them. I had forgotten this story because I had forgotten that I waited 2 or 3 days because I knew the value was higher. But eventually I kind of caved and I used these coins, like the hobos used to do, to get some shitty food. But it worked. That story has been buried in my mind, and I'm going back and analyzing everything that's happened. It popped back. It's like, it goes way back. So what I will be doing, I'm not exactly sure what kind of channel this will be on. Maybe I'll split them off. This is money, or X-money. I will be going through these notes. I will relate stories or my superficial or somewhat a little bit deeper knowledge about each of these, and I'll put them up for sale for a much higher price than you can get them in if you locate this yourself um, in physical stores, you'll get it for lower. But this is a show. This will be some kind of weird entertainment out of all of this. I hope this sound is coming through. But these are talking points. I'll repeat them. Some of this has already been tested in physical stores and meeting people on the ground here. And now most people get it, at least the independent shop owners. They really get it. This is like a 1961 Afghani. I don't know the story about that. I know a little bit. I have to check it. Argentina. I've got a bunch of these from Argentina. I don't even remember the devaluation periods. And I got some colonial ones, evil ones. Angola, 1956. What's the story of that? This is from a country that technically doesn't exist, Transnistria, 1994. I always wanted to visit that region. It's interesting. So this one is really actually in the news now. It's Albania, 1967, 76. I mean, that is when I was at school here, having a card-carrying communist indoctrinating us that Romania was one of the best countries on the planet. That's some real history. Belgium. I don't want to be rude to this one. All of these are. I don't mean to disparage any of the people or nations or the history of any in any way doing this. It's about the money. Bosnia. And I have some from Yugoslavia. So obviously the breakup of Yugoslavia was a real pivotal event. Central Bank of China. 2,000 custom gold units. Well, some of these gold certificates were not exchangeable even when it was printed on them. Like for my own country, from 1940. It says that this has the value of 5 crowns of gold, legally. But there was no linkage between those units, because before the First World War, during or before the First World War, that link was taken away. But you still pretended that this is worth so and so a denomination in gold. So it was a trick. Maybe you need to pull some tricks sometimes, but the consistency of this all over the planet is what is the topic. Let's see what we got. Well, the obvious one. Silver certificate. I've heard from US people that they don't really want you to have those. Well, I've got some of them. Zimbabwe. That is, of course, maybe the most well-known one. Yeah, here we go, Yugoslavia. Before the breakup. So, what's going to happen to the EU? That is very much in the cards. Of course, Germany is one of the most important examples here. This is from 1910. Like, this had some serious value. 1,000 mark. I don't know how much that is now. Probably a fortune. And then, sometime later, you had, this is like 50 billion. It's the way it goes. Yeah, Here we go, one of the larger, not the largest, Zimbabwe. You can see from the years they are printed how much investment went into the print and all of these things. It's really interesting. I'll probably bundle some of these up. Singapore, $1. I don't know if that was redeemable, but it comes with a word, dollar. Used to be $1 or silver, and also in the northern parts of Europe, you had the same, essentially the same word. This is one of those that I picked up myself as a teenager and kept, not with this in mind. But I think there was still some kind of underlying awareness that I remember. I just wanted to have the old ones. China. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Anyway. I will do this on the fly on the topic of what happens when money turns fake. Everyone here with half a brain is aware of this, but solutions here, people do not even dare to talk openly about it. Even those who remember when we had freedom and flexibility, not that long ago. And since I have started several tiny companies and teams and rebooted myself several times, it's sort of a duty to go into it. Oh, this one is nice. Nepal. Like a totally recent print, and I got this myself. I really wish all of the people living in the nations all over these the best of luck, especially for those who need it. So, all of this contrasted with Monero as one of the key topics. But from that, everything is derived from that, because we are forced onto the internet. There is no way of avoiding being online. That is why Monero is extremely important. It will be this kind of link between someone who's now flagging myself as an activist, as a dissident, or whatever, after all of these years, quietly trying to do mine. And those who cannot use their voice and face like this. So that will be this content, this type of content. I'll put them up on XMR Bazaar. I'll do a video and a story of each, and I'll post them towards, not the highest bidder. I don't like auctions, but we'll see. It's a sort of creating content where you can have sort of donations in a meaningful sense. That's the goal. Okay, now I'll check if my sound came through well, and I'll keep hammering on this subject from now on. Good luck.